Hey guys, it's Derek with Molo Therapy, and today I'm going to show you 5 spots to work on your foot for self-myofascial release if you're suffering from foot pain. It'll even help if you have knee pain, ankle, or shin pain. So the 5 spots on your foot we're working on are the top, middle, middle, bottom middle on the inside, middle on the outside. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 like a cross. But what we're going to do is grab a soft ball, squishy ball, firm though, like a lacrosse ball, a racket ball, or you could go get a self-myofascial release ball from Academy or Amazon, and we're going to put it on our first spot. And I'm going to walk through this whole routine with you, so if you don't want to set a timer, you can just do it with me, but what we're going to do is put it on the first spot, my heels off the ground. I'm going to squeeze my toes and then extend them. So make sure it's kind of right in here near the pad of your foot, but in the middle. I'm going to set one timer for a minute, and I'm going to squeeze and extend. We're just going to do that for a minute. Squeeze and extend. And if you have to take more pressure off, you can. If you want to put more pressure on, you can. But keep that heel off the ground. Don't just rest it on there. But press in, squeeze and extend. And breathe. Don't watch a movie while doing this or listen to a podcast. But intentionally think about what's going on in your foot. This is going to help with pain tolerance later on. And we got about 15 seconds left. We're going to keep squeezing. 3, 2, 1. I'll hit pause. And now we're going to work on the middle of our foot. So middle. We'll reset, and 1 minute. Squeeze and spread. You should feel a little different sensation here now. So self-myofascial release has 2 big effects. Number 1 is pain reduction, and 2 is increased range of motion. Now, the results of that usually last about 45 minutes. If you do SMR, self-myofascial release, for about 2 to 5 minutes. If you're just rolling around like this, you're not going to get the same effect as if you shear into the tissue. When you just roll around like this, all you do is move superficial fluid around. You're not actually putting a deep enough vector force into your foot to change the way that the musculature, muscle, and tendon is interacting with the bone. And that's what we're trying to do here. And so by us squeezing our muscles into it, it's like an isometric contraction. So we're also building strength, but we're also, it's almost like traction, stretching our muscle across the ball. That's 1 minute there. And now I'll switch to the bottom of my foot here, kind of my heel. Now, if you have plantar fasciitis and any of these spots are really tender, you could put a towel over the ball. But remember, you can always modulate the amount of pressure you put on. So like right there, honestly, is pretty tender for me. And we're going to go for 1 minute. I also had a long run today. But back to what we were saying. We're just trying to change the tissues. And 2 to 5 minutes is about what it takes. Now, like I said, it usually lasts roughly 45 minutes. The studies aren't like super dogmatic about that. Like no one's, 46 minutes. Looks like your range of motion's garbage again. But all that to say, it's not going to like last for a couple days. What is helpful though is if you do this, SMR takes about 5 minutes per foot, and then you might go do lunges or any active dynamic movements that are going to activate and build strength in your foot, which we can create content on for later. But doing SMR and then strength training is what's going to build long-term adaptations. Now, accumulating stuff like this every day will make a huge change. All right, minutes up there. Let's put it in the middle of the foot now. And middle on the inside. Ready? Here we go. Woo! That's spicy. But building it up over time, it's going to create change in your tissue. So don't just do this for 3 days and go, oh, I guess it didn't work. That's like taking a sip of water and your pee's still dark yellow and thinking, oh, I guess it doesn't work. Yeah, you got to drink consistently to be hydrated. Similar like this. When you do a shearing load on your tissue as well, it secretes a protein called lubricin, helps lubricate tissue. So we are just trying to work on densifications, adhesions, and scar tissue of our fascia, and just trying to simply relax it and break it up, essentially, without causing tissue damage. So like I said before, if you cannot breathe while doing this, like I'm having a conversation with you guys right now, so I know I'm in a good spot, but if I was doing this and I was holding my breath and I couldn't speak because it was so painful, that's too intense. That's when you're going to bruise the tissue, and it's really not helpful then. And minutes up there. Now we're going to do a minute on the outside in the middle, kind of like so. And I'll start my timer. And you can even try and put more weight on it. That's spicy for me. I can still talk, I can still breathe, but I think I'm going to stay here. And now there is pretty, I don't know, decently sized debate on, do I need to use hard tools or soft tools or pokey tools, or do I need to cry when I'm doing SMR? I would say whatever experiment, everyone's going to respond differently. To specific injuries, sometimes it's better to use different tools. I am a big fan, though, of less is more, right? So if you add too much pressure to your tissue, you're going to stiffen up, and it might stay contracted, like your tissue's constantly pressing into the ball if you're yamming your foot into it. But if you're just kind of letting it do its thing, and you're letting the ball sink into your tissue and relaxing, your tissue's relaxing around it, that's going to make a lot better lasting change of relaxation and improve range of motion. And that's what we're going for. So if you feel better, and that's it, if you feel better smashing and going for it, keep doing it. But if I have a feeling, though, you'll probably respond better using softer tools. So those are the 5 spots for our feet. Try it out. Let me know how you feel.